All right, part 3. We're just moving right along here. I'm welding in the spokes to the iron cartwheel for my hit or miss cart. I have my 2 1-inch spacers and the 3/4 inch spacer, total of 1 3/4 inches. Already welded in the first spoke. Looks like it's okay, doesn't look like anything horrible happened. So going on to number 2. So I laid out my spacer, now I'm going to get a spoke. And when you're welding, always do opposites. So whatever force might have warped something this way, when I weld over here, it's going to warp it that way. And it keeps everything aligned. So, one thing I forgot to do, I'm going to take that out, get my little square, and a fine tip Sharpie, and draw down. I made these file marks for each, for the spoke spacing, 6 marks along the rim, and I'm going to draw a line from the mark I made on the edge down, so I have a better visual reference of where the spoke needs to be in order to be aligned. And also I ground little shiny spots through all the rust so the rod will start easier, weld smoother and all that. Get a better weld. So I line the center line of the spoke up with the center line that I just drew, and line that up with the center of the hub by eye. I can also use this, might have shown this in a previous video. I don't think I can use it on this one because the clamp's in the way. But say for the spoke that's going to go here, I can put this square, this sliding square with the special attachment up to the mark, and then eyeball looking down and see that the spoke is aligned with the straight edge, and that'll let me know that the spoke is going from the outside directly towards the center of the hub, and the spoke isn't this way or this way as opposed to being that way. But the clamp is in the way, so I'm just going to do this by eye. Align it with the other spoke I just welded in. That's good enough. And then there's my little clamp block. I ground a groove in there to accept the spoke. Get it lined up, make sure the clamp block is nice and vertical. And then clamp it. I drop the clamp down beside the clamp and then bend it up and over. That way I'm not hammering on it to get everything tight, and that's going to jar stuff, and you don't want to jar things. That looks pretty good. I'm looking down this way, and this spoke aligns itself with that spoke. The clamp block is vertical by eye this way, and vertical by eye the other way. relatively tight in there. So I'm going to turn the welder on and run a bead, or not a bead, but just a little tack weld. Got some shade 5s here for you. I don't know how well this is going to work, but see what that does. I'm going to turn the welder on. Alright, we're all set. Attach the ground. I ground a shiny spot onto the plate here, so I get a good ground. Of course, the electricity has to travel through these blocks and through this, so everything's clean enough. I should have cleaned it a little bit more. I'll do that for the next spoke, but it seems to be working okay. Get my safety stuff on, gloves and helmet. On the top of the helmets, I use a gold filter, welding lens filter instead of the green one. They're a little more expensive. They're about $10 a filter, but I find they're much better to use. I can see a lot more, a lot better than the green ones. So if you're looking for a change, you might want to try that. Just use the file to clean up the end of my welding rod so it starts a little easier, because this is a half-used rod. I'm going to do a dry run, take the ground off, do a dry run, and weld there. I can access that easily. Come over here, weld the other side. I can reach in over here. That'll be a little tricky. Reach in over here. Then over here, I think I can do that. That's all right. We're going to make sure your rod is in the right angle slot on the stinger. All right, here we go. Always go one corner to the other, one side to the other. Last one. This will be a little tricky. And that's it. I tried to weld for the same amount of time for each tack weld. So the tack weld is the same size and it also has the same pulling force. I guess I can take your lens off. Try to weld for the same amount of time. So the tack weld's the same size, has the same amount of pull as the weld shrinks, and keeps the forces even. And it looks like everything's okay. And that's about all there is to it. Yeah, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I don't think I have anything else to tell you. I'm just going to work my way around Always doing opposites. Since I welded this one, I'll probably go over to this one here, then this one over here, then this one here and that one there. And I'll pull it off and see how it spins, see if it spins nice and true. Oh, the other thing I was going to mention, not too important, I'm using 6013 welding rod. A lot of people don't really like 6013 because, I don't know, low penetration or something, or not a really professional welding rod, but for this purpose I like it. It starts really easily, welds really easily, and I don't need any super penetration or anything. I just need something to really stick. And then I'll probably use 6011 maybe when I'm welding everything permanently, so I get good strength. That's it. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll, as always, come back for more, show you the end result. Thanks for watching.